Section 4. Tuning and Map Scans. Welcome to the video Finding Live Hosts on the Network. In this video, we will perform a quick sanity check to ensure the hosts we are going to scan include all the subnets in scope. We'll explore some ways to discover the live hosts on those subnets. And we'll save the live hosts to a text file for more efficient scanning later on. As we discussed in past videos, if you're going to be doing vulnerability scanning for your corporate network or client networks, you won't likely be examining just a single subnet. A client might have you scan hundreds or thousands of machines. So it's important for us to be able to know some ways we can leverage Nmap to make our scans run as efficiently as possible. One tip we talked about is having a text file created that has each of your target subnets in it, one subnet per line. We can then call that file in an Nmap scan by using the tac (i) capital L command and then reference our file with the list of subnets in it. In cases like these, you might just want to do a quick sanity check on the targets you're going to scan before you actually begin the scan itself. You can do that by using Nmap with the tac (s) capital L command, which stands for list scan. And then again, we can call our subnets file with the tac (i) capital L and our subnets.txt file. Note that this scan does not send any traffic to the target hosts. And if we want to save this off to a file for our client to review before we kick off the more intrusive scans, we can use a greater than sign and a file name to do just that. Okay, so let's say the client gives us the OK to scan all these networks, and they tell us that everything in their network responds to a ping. In that case, one initial scan that can save us some time is a ping scan, which we covered in earlier videos. That's just Nmap plus tac (s) n and the tac (i) and capital L plus our target subnet file. And if we want to save those results off to a file called livehosts.txt, again, we just use the greater than sign and the file name. However, remember that if we're going to use this file for later scanning operations, Nmap needs the file to have one host or subnet per line. And right now, we've got a bunch of extra information in our output that Nmap won't understand. So to whittle that output down a little, let's pull out a command we used in a past video. Again, don't be turned off by this foreign-looking command, as we'll learn more about outputting our scan in various formats in future videos. For now, just know that this scan is conducting our ping scan against the subnets.txt file, and then using grep and awk commands, it filters out everything from the output except the list of IP addresses. And then we'll save that to a file called livehosts.txt. Also, remember that if we want to see the progress of the scan in real time, we can open up a new terminal window and do a tail space tac f plus the livehosts.txt file. Okay, so we're all set. Now, in past engagements, a common scenario I've run into is halfway through obtaining my nice, clean list of live IPs, the customer says, "Oh, whoops, I forgot to tell you about this one other subnet we have. Can you scan that too?" Well, it's easy enough to do this by making a few tweaks to the last command. I'm going to remove the tac space IL and subnet list, since we've already scanned that. And I'm going to replace it with the new subnet that the customer gave me. The one other minor but very important change I'm going to make is I'm going to add another greater than sign before the livehosts.txt. The reason for that is that if you are writing output to a file, a single greater than sign essentially means create me a file with this output, and in our case we're using a file called livehosts.txt. But if I run another scan later and send the output to livehost.txt, the original livehost.txt will be overwritten. However, if I run a command and then use two greater than signs, any output from my scan is appended to the end of the original file. So let's let this command run, and then we'll look at our results again. Here we see a newly discovered host, 192.168.6.6, has been appended to the bottom of our livehost.txt file. So we found all the live hosts on our network, and we're clear to proceed with more intrusive scans. But let's say the customer told us that some of the hosts we'd be scanning might not be discoverable by ping, and that to be safe we should just thoroughly scan every host as if we assumed it was up and live on the network. That is doable with a simple nmap flag change, but to demonstrate the time overhead we introduce, let's go back and quickly look at a basic nmap scan. So I'm just going to run an nmap scan with no flags against just 10 hosts in my 192.168.3.x network. When you run a scan this way, nmap does a few things to see if it can determine that the host is live. It sends an ICMP echo request, a TCP SYN packet to port 443, a TCP ACK packet to port 80, and an ICMP timestamp request. If a host responds to one of these queries, it receives a standard nmap scan of the 1,000 most common ports, which we discussed in previous videos. This is a pretty lean and mean scan, and as we can see, nmap found the live hosts in this network range and completed in just a little over 6 seconds. Now, if we need to do that same scan again, but operate on the assumption that all hosts are live, which again we might want to do just to be thorough, we can conduct the scan with TAC capital P and small n. What this does is it skips the host discovery portion and jumps right to port scanning. As you'll see, this adds significant time to our scan, as nmap spent a lot of time port scanning hosts that were dead on my network. So it seems like it would be helpful for us to be able to fine-tune our scans and try to strike a fine balance between thoroughness and speed, so that our scans are conducted as accurately as possible, but also finish in our lifetime.